Okay, the second ever sportscast to be recorded during the school day. Frank the Tank, take it away.
I'm Drew Frank. This is Mr. Brennan, co-host. Today we have the WWS Show Choir, and I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Megan Romano.
I'm Megan Gordon.
I'm David Pham.
I'm Jake Crandall.
And we're doing a little preemptive sportscast here for the cabaret, which is coming up on Thursday. Thursday night, and this tomorrow night, and Saturday night. You guys want to explain that?
Yeah, so Cabaret is our biggest fundraiser. It's Thursday night at 7 p.m., Saturday day show at 2, and then a Saturday night banquet that's actually sold out at 7 p.m.
Sold out, but tickets still available for Wheaton South students.
Tickets still available for Wheaton South students on Thursday night and Saturday day.
But there's only 30 on Thursday night and then only 20 during the day on Saturday. So get there early.
So the diehards can come out like me and Brennan.
Yep.
We'll be there.
That's it.
We'll be there. Big props to David Pham for bulldogging this episode. It literally came together less than 12 hours ago.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I first heard about it about 45 minutes ago.
Correct. So,
Not
we move quick here at Wheaton South, especially the sportscast. We kind of fashion ourselves as Rough Riders, the underground, we march to the beat of our own drum, similar to kind of the swagger that show choir possesses, I think. Also, I wanted to throw a little shade at the Megans here. Growing up, I had a golden retriever named Megan. When I was your age, I had a golden retriever named Megan. She spelled her name differently, Meghan. So I just had to throw a little shade. That's the proper way to spell it. That's the Irish way to spell it.
I think we both have to disagree.
Okay.
I think it's 2 versus 1 in this situation.
No, I'm with Brennan.
Yeah, me as well.
Yeah, when you spell with just the E.
I think it looks better with H.
Just the E and no H just looks like Megan.
There's only 1 E. It'd be mean if there's 2 E's.
I mean, you wouldn't. I'm trying to think of like what other words or just E and then G.
We'll agree to disagree, but I think the gentleman here at the table, I think we know what we're talking about. Also, sorry to kind of hijack this episode, but got to give a big shout out to Mia Scatia and De Guzman. They're my lacrosse players. We got a big game tonight at LT, and they're warriors for me on the field. They're very good in show choir as well, as I understand. I've only seen them perform once, but Renaissance women, if they're able to go out and be gladiators for me on the lacrosse pitch and then sing their hearts out and dance their hearts out for the show choir team, just got to give them a little shout out. So thanks for letting me do that.
Yes, we love them.
All right, and as you guys are wrapping up your show choir careers on Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite memory from your past 3 or 4 years, or if you're David, 1 year, right?
This is my first year in classics, and I'd say my favorite memory is probably Clash, which is our competition. That was our 3rd competition at Naperville North, and we ended up sweeping, which means that we got best vocals and best choreography, and then we got first as well. And I was on stage for that when they presented the awards, so it was very, very nice to see everyone celebrate and just, a lot of happiness going around.
Yeah, I've got to second that. I think that Naperville North was a really good competition for us. For me, I was just really pumped because we swept Wheaton North. That's always like a great thing to do. And I'd say our choral classic here, our competition, is always really fun to be able to go out and perform in front of the students and then also host a bunch of groups from all around the country.
I agree with both David and Jake. My favorite competition I've ever been a part of was probably this year's Clash. It was like the peak of our season. I think my favorite funny show choir memory was my freshman year. We went down to Mississippi for a competition, and it was 2 a.m. and our light in our hotel room was leaking water from the shower, and we had to switch rooms in the middle of the night, and it was pretty funny.
Sounds like Mississippi.
Yeah, it was interesting for sure.
Mine probably this year was our 2nd competition. It was in Bettendorf, Iowa, and we, after prelims, so we performed 2 times at a competition. So prelims was our first time we performed, and after we found out that we were in 2nd against Naperville North, and that kind of really lit a fire under us, and we realized we need to get our act together and we made a lot of changes and warm ups, and I think that like sets us apart from other groups. So then in finals, we performed, we did amazing, and we ended up pulling out at first. So
This is a regional show choir question. In Mississippi, do they have like Southern draws? I'm serious.
I don't know.
Did you hear?
When they sing, do they sound
Yeah.
like those?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
They definitely sound different when you go to different areas. Like in Iowa, they sound way different than how we sound here, and then in Mississippi, they sound very southern, which makes sense.
Yeah. How do the Bettendorf, Iowa folks sound different?
They sound like, I don't know. I'd say they sound like they're from Iowa.
Throwing shade at Iowa and the cast and Mississippi. Sorry to Iowa and Mississippi, friends of the cast, just having a little fun.
Yeah, everywhere, like in each section of the like show choir world, I guess, everyone sounds different. It's like in the South, they have their own way of doing it, and then like the Midwest has their own way of doing show choir. It's kind of like different versions.
Shows too, like show themes. Like our theme was very different than a lot of the groups in Mississippi. Like they have big TVs and a bunch of different costumes, props, and then we have our show, which is still amazing, but it's a lot different to compete in the South rather than in the Midwest.
I think that Dolly Parton's from Mississippi, so don't be throwing shade there, especially in the music world.
She's
Yeah.
from Tennessee.
Me too.
All right, well,
Close.
Come on, Drew.
It's all right. Yeah, we'll do some fact checking here live on the cast. Okay, so Saturday may be the last dance. Maybe. Do any of you guys actually plan to further this at the next level, college, or at least in some way, shape, or form? Maybe with like a student organization in college, or
I don't know if I necessarily would. I mean, I might join like a choir in college, but there's not many like show choirs. There's more like glee clubs, and they're not the same as what I've heard of. So I don't know if I'd continue like the dancing portion, but maybe the singing portion probably.
I feel like it'd be hard for you guys to put this away. You know, it's like you get such a rush, you get such a high. I'm very like envious of you guys. It's one of my biggest regrets, and I'm not saying I have the talent, is that I didn't pursue this when I was like a young kid. Like The Greatest Showman's like one of my favorite movies. Hugh Jackman's the man, like the nicest guy, the best guy. And this guy knows what I'm talking about. I know he's a big fan of Zendaya and Efron and Jackman, but I feel like it would be impossible to just like hang it up for good entirely. You know, like basketball, you can play pickup basketball. Baseball, you can throw the ball around with your friends, but like you can't necessarily like get this rush again.
Our last rehearsals tonight.
Ever.
So
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I forgot about
It's
that.
definitely going to be hard, and I feel like in college, there's just like show choir is very much of a high school thing, and it's not very heard of like after high school. Maybe if there's like a dance team or like a choir or something at college, I'll try and do that, but it's going to be hard ending it because there's just not really an option for us to really continue it.
maybe like a acapella group like Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, do some riff-offs.
That in it. I don't know. I like that movie. How'd you guys like first get into show choir like this? Like I've always been curious about. Like I see some of my friends out there who honestly don't seem like the musical type, and they're all doing it. Like how'd you guys get into it?
Yeah, personally, I've never heard of show choir, and then my brother was in it, and I went to go watch one of their shows, and I didn't know what to expect, and I went and watched, and I was like, dang, that's actually pretty cool. Maybe I'd want to try it. I tried it in middle school, and I was like, I don't really know if I like it, but I'm very glad that I continued through high school because it's just been a very fun activity, and I'm very, very grateful to have taken the chance on it.
When I was little, my mom, like in the summer, would put my brother and I in those little like show camps, like the like spotlight camps. And in middle school, my mom was like, there's this thing called show choir, and I had no idea what it was. And she was like, you should try it out. So I tried out, and I ended up making it in 6th grade. And I like tried it for the first time, and I liked it. And I kind of just started doing it. And then my director in middle school, Mr. Grace, shout out, he is the one that made me love show choir. And then I came to high school and just kept doing it, and it's been my favorite thing ever since.
yeah, I think we do a really good job at like promoting it through the middle schools. Like we do, like at Leesbrook at the beginning of the year, we do like a performance for them, and they all like you can just see their eyes like get huge, and they're all like so excited, and they all ask us questions after. And I think that's just like what South does is we're really good at like promoting it for the middle schoolers and telling them like this is fun to do. Like it's not weird. Like people love it here. we love it. Like, you show try it and just continue doing it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty rare. Like, honestly, at the high school level, I feel like I grew up not far away from here. I grew up a little bit east of here, and we had nothing like this. And when I started teaching here, like, it was right during the pandemic, 2020, 2021. And so that 2021 show was pretty muted, but like, it was still a big deal. And I was like, what is going on? Because I coached lacrosse, and there were like all these cars, and like people were getting shuttle rides and stuff. And I saw the gym decked out, and I was like, what the heck's going on? So it's like a whole nother like universe that a lot of people don't know about. But props to all of you for embracing this opportunity and running away with it, because it's even rare in the high school system. At least for me, growing up not too far away.
Well, me personally, so it's my first year, and I got to give credit to Jake right here.
For the recruitment?
Yeah, for sure.
We're tired on that one.
Yeah, so it was like, I remember it like so vividly because it was like right after Key Club, which is another club at our school. But we had like a almost main rehearsal, which is our fall play. And Jake stayed after and talked to me about show choir because they still needed 3 guys, was it? 1 guy, something.
It was really one guy. Yeah. One guy dropped out, and we were looking for another guy in a rush because it's good to have even numbers for dancing.
You never talked to me, Jake.
I should have reached out. I knew you were my guy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So then we just had a little talk, and then I talked to Mr. Miller, who was our director, and he was like, "Yeah, just come to practice tonight." And I came, thought it was interesting, and then here we are. So yeah.
Excellent. So you didn't ask Frank, but in a pinch, do you think maybe a faculty member could step in? And so I could live out my dreams of never doing this, and fight those regrets off.
I think you should shave the beard up.
Yeah.
My 5 o'clock shadows
Yeah,
coming.
maybe.
We'd have to see you dance first.
Okay, all right, fair enough, fair play. Which brings me to another question. Faculty show choir?
I would love
I would love to see
Yeah,
that.
Faculty show choir?
I mean, I was watching
Who'd be your best bets for that?
the teacher dance off for the fashion show, and I mean, some of them can move. Like,
Yeah. Who would you think? Who would you nominate to be like faculty show choir besides me, of course? Besides
Miss Reinhardt
Yeah, Miss Ryan.
would definitely be
Oh, yeah,
a
she can
faculty
move.
show
She
choir,
can
yeah.
move. Okay.
taking Mr. Giltz.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say,
I've got it.
I second
I
that.
feel like he'd
He
be.
did the worm during the fashion show.
Yeah.
He's got it down.
was it Lawrence out there who was
Yeah.
Oh,
was
yeah.
chopping it?
He's,
Yeah.
he's up there. He's up there for sure.
I think Will White can move pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right, cool. Well, I'll tell you what. Since you guys are graduating, it sounds like it's a me project. Check in with us in the future.
Yeah.
We'll see if this becomes something, or see if it comes to fruition.
I would love to see that.
Could be a special act at Cabaret.
Oh. You have about
Okay.
48 hours, no, 24 to get your act together.
They might bump out Esprit. You never know.
Nah.
Speaking of us,
Yeah, speaking
Oh,
of
that's
Esprit.
So we
Shameless
have,
plug.
yeah, so we have Esprit, our all girls group, and then for Cabaret, all the guys come together and make a all guys group called Esprit. And we basically learn a song. This year we have a matchup of 4 songs, and me and Owen Miller make the dance, which has a lot of cool and fun stuff in it. And we perform it, and so we're all male show choir, undefeated this year.
That was completely shameless.
Speaking of Owen Miller, he was actually on the show sheet here. I'm not gonna lie. So like this spring, seeing you guys perform for us, the whole school, that was a treat. So thank you for that. But I'm not gonna lie. When Owen Miller, did he have his own solo, or was there like 2 or 3 people out there with him?
Yeah, it was in
Quartet.
quartet.
Okay. When Owen was singing, I had like an out of body experience.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
I told him.
Okay.
I told him. I'm like, you are the songbird of our generation. I got him so hyped. I was blown away, and I knew he was a talented kid, but I'd never seen him sing before. So I'm just like, Owen, big shout out. I love that kid, and he's been my day one.
You get a chance to see him at the talent show or the variety show?
Unfortunately, I had obligations.
He
I
killed
guess.
it.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
he did a great Tyler Childers song, "Shake the Frost," and he didn't do it with the country draw like Tyler Childers, which I would have loved, but he did a phenomenal job. Really talented.
Yes.
He played the guitar too.
Yes,
while he was
which-
doing it,
I'm just glad we all know him now before he blows up, right?
yeah.
All right.
He's also in the musical. He's
Mhm.
Troy
He's
Bolton.
Troy.
Troy
Yeah.
Bolton.
High School
Wonderful.
Musical, yeah.
Wonderful. I'll be there front and center.
I was actually thinking about going out for Ryan, but I heard the spot already got taken.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
You'd be a good Ryan.
that's what I thought. I have it in me somewhere.
Okay, yeah. So I've actually asked this question to several of the clubs that come on here. Oh, by the way, I know I shouted out Mia Scatia earlier, but I'm gonna throw a little shade at her too. Not really. It's not really shade, but like I told her, I was like, "Hey, I'm having show choir on tomorrow." Yesterday at practice, I told her that. She goes, "On the sports cast? Like we're not even a sport." I'm like, hey. I'm like, we're much more than just a sports cast. You know, we've had the chess team on,
Yeah.
we've had the speech team on. We are a diverse organization here, Frank and I.
I think that chess, I think it might be technically a sport. And if chess
Oh,
is a
is
sport,
it?
this is technically a sport.
This is definitely more of a sport than chess. So either way,
Sport of the mind.
so I've asked this very similar question to those other sports or groups or organizations, whatever you want to call them, extracurricular
Activities.
pursuits, activities. So, what is the intimidation factor like when you're going up against other schools? How much thought and emphasis do you put into your wardrobe is limited because you're wearing your costumes and stuff, but how about when you just like in the NFL, when you see Joe Burrow at the podium in a black turtleneck and a gold chain, or if you see Cam Newton back in his prime coming off the bus in the drippiest suit ever before that, yes. Do you guys just roll out in jumpsuits or crew necks or I'll shut up. How much does mind games, your appearance, your confidence, your pregame stuff come into play?
Yeah, I feel like we roll up like the 2016 Cavs, pulling up to one of the finals games. We're all wearing our track jackets with blue jeans. We always go on pretty confident as we have a tradition of winning, but we work really hard to continue that, obviously. But all matching. I haven't really been that intimidated by other groups, as it is show choir, but it's still very competitive.
Other groups usually dress up, the girls wear dresses and the guys wear suits. But I think it's nice to have. We all have track jackets and they're black with white stripes on the side and say classics on the back.
You've probably seen them 100 times.
Yeah.
Walking
Right.
around.
We wear them tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but
First time Jake's hearing about this.
I didn't know that.
Read the note.
Nope.
but it's nice when you go around competitions, people are oh, that they're in the classics. You should watch out. But
Oh.
I mean, yeah, it's nice. People know who we are when we go to competitions, which is nice because we kind of have a legacy behind us. And it depends on the competition, depending on if we're intimidated by other groups. I wouldn't say we're necessarily intimidated, but just kind of more cautious as to how confident we are because we know we have to work just as hard no matter who we're going up against. So I'd say
yeah, because the thing with show choir is judges. It honestly just depends on a group can be better than another group, but a lot of the times it depends on what type of show they like better. If they like for instance, our rock and roll show compared to another show from the South. It really just depends on what the judges like. And so if we go out there knowing that we did our best, obviously it's great to win, but if we went out there, put on an amazing show and the judges liked another show better, it's we did all that we could do with what we have. So
Well, plus this year specifically, they were undefeated last year, so props to them. But when there's a website called showchoir.com, so you pull up showchoir.com, you see the all ones last year. It's a little scary. Yeah,
yeah,
a little scary.
that's nice. Blue ribbons.
Speaking of last year, I do not understand how any of this works. So can you guys walk me through some of your successes from last year and then this year? What did you achieve? I don't know.
So last year we got first at every competition that we went to, and our show is a show that no one had ever done before. So it was rodeo to rodeo drive, and no one had ever seen a show like that before. So I think that really set us apart from other groups. And obviously, we worked insanely hard last year, just as we did this year. And then also with this year, we went to a lot of harder comps. Last year, we didn't get to go to like further comps because just after COVID, still like recovering from all of that. But this year, we finally got to go back to Mississippi. And so we necessarily went against harder groups this year, I would say. But I still think that we worked just as hard as we did this year, no matter like what the outcomes were.
I agree. We had a bunch of successes this year, won a bunch of awards. We still won 2 of our competitions, got best choreo and best vocals on multiple. Our band, Plug the Band, we have a show band, and they are the best band ever. We win best band at almost every single competition we go to. They were undefeated this year. So that's another accomplishment we like to pride ourselves with. But I would say success in both seasons. So like after COVID recovering, we've done, I think, amazing as well as we could have done.
Who's back there on the electric guitar?
Oh, that's
That's
Jack.
That's what I
Yes,
thought. I heard it was
Jack
Donardo
Donardo.
too. I didn't want to be wrong about that.
Yeah, our show band's insane. We're so lucky to have them, for sure.
How much do you think that like affects your performance?
A lot.
Oh, a ton.
Like even when you're out there, like you can hear the band behind you and
Yeah.
it makes you feel
Like
better.
if you don't feel supported with the band, like it's a whole
It's
different
easier to sing, and then it also gives you adrenaline to dance.
agree. Like during our dance breaks where we're not singing, hearing the band behind us, it makes it a million times better.
Yeah, we would not win without them.
Who's the director for the show band?
Oh, that's
Brian
Brian
McAllister.
McAllister.
Brian.
What a guy. B Money.
Mhm.
Sorry, bro. He doesn't like when we call him that. But
Okay.
He did show choir when he was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was a
He was-
dog too.
Insane.
He has a Christmas album on Apple
Oh,
Music.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very
Check
talented
him out.
guy.
Very,
Brian
very
McAllister.
talented.
Is it like is he singing?
He sings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
And he composes music, writes our show.
Yeah, he writes shows for like Wabanzi, I think some other
A lot of
Yeah,
groups,
just
yeah.
a bunch of groups.
Shouldn't be helping out the enemy like that.
he wrote a show for a group that beat us. You know.
Yeah, it's great.
Alright.
Does he take that personally? You think he's like a little upset that he?
No, I doubt
No,
it.
he
He got
doesn't
paid,
care.
so.
No, well, yeah, he got paid, so he wrote a worse show for you and a better one for them.
No,
He doesn't write our
no.
show.
He
Okay.
doesn't.
Oh, okay.
The old classic instructor John Burlace writes our show.
There's
Cool.
there's a lot
Go
of
ahead, yeah.
people that go into it. It's like Mr. Miller comes up with all the songs and the ideas and like puts the whole show together, and then we have John Burlace writing our music, like the arrangement and the of like vocal parts, and then also like the band charts, and then we have a choreographer, Dwight Jordan, who comes and gives us the dance. So it's a lot of stuff.
How long do you like usually have to learn the choreography?
It's different for every song. Like one of our songs we had a month to learn it, and then one of our songs we had like 4 days.
Yeah, our
to do it. So,
closer we got literally the
Yeah.
week before.
No, I saw Jake on spring break watching videos on his phone. Trying to figure it
yeah,
out.
I was trying to log in for the cabaret stuff. It was a quick turnaround this year.
Right
So,
by the pool.
yeah.
Yeah, for cabaret we have another set that we perform. So we have our cabaret set, and then we also perform our competition set. So you'll get to see 2 different shows, which is a lot of fun.
How long have you guys had to prepare for these 2 shows?
Cabaret we learn at the beginning of the year to
Oh.
like kind of get us ready before, like as Miller's getting our competition like theme and show ready. We have choreographers come and teach us cabaret stuff, and then we like pause that, learn competition stuff, and then pick it up after the competition season's over. So
Oh yeah. All right. Last thing here on our show sheet.
Yeah.
Showman, crowd pleaser, wild card. You never know what this kid's gonna do or say. What's it like working with Jaden Buzicki?
I love him. You know, I've had the pleasure of being his roommate all my years in show choir, and it's been a great honor. He brings a lot to the group. Just overall, great guy, great person to be around. Don't have anything bad to say about him. He's very talented, very good singer, very good dancer.
Heck of a wrestler too, right?
Great, yeah, and also very attractive. He's very attractive. Love me some Jaden.
Yeah, we refer to him as Chip in the show choir world.
Chip.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he was
hilarious.
in was it 7th grade or 6th grade?
6th grade.
6th grade in the Beauty and the Beast musical at Hubble. He was Chip.
Oh, that's
with
amazing.
little.
And so now that's all we can.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, anything you want to leave us with here? Thanks for joining us during fourth period during the middle of
Thanks
the
for having us.
Absolutely. But anything you want to leave the audience with? Anything you want to get off your chest? Before your last dance, your final shows.
Come see Cabaret tomorrow. Yeah.
And if you ever thinking about doing show choir, do it because you won't regret it.
It's really fun. It might seem weird or scary from the outside, but it's really fun.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And then for the audience, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys at some point. We don't have a good schedule.
Definitely got to have girls or boys lacrosse.
Yes,
So maybe
yes.
we'll have
We'll
Crandall
maybe-
back on.
We'll probably see Jake
Maybe.
back here.
Maybe.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right, go Tigers.